So today we're going to learn more about the quotient and the product rule. Okay, so let's read this problem. Find the equation of the tangent line of the function f of x is equal to x plus 1 divided by x minus 1 at the point 2, 3. What are you going to do? Well, in order for you to get the equation of the tangent line, you need to find the slope. Okay, we know that the slope is what? The slope is going to be the derivative. Okay, so what are you going to do? Find the derivative. Okay, so we are going to use the quotient rule. Okay, so we know that it's going to be the bottom one, okay, times the derivative of the top one, which is 1, minus the top one, times the derivative of the bottom one, which you know that it's 1, and everything is going to be divided by the bottom one square. Once you have this equation, what are you going to do? You want the slope at the point x equals 2. Okay, so what we are going to do here, you are going to plug the 2 here. Okay, once you plug the 2, you realize that this one becomes a 1 times 1 minus, this is going to be a 3 because 2 plus 1 is 3, and then you have a 1 divided by, you know that it's going to be a 1 square, and this is going to give you that this is negative 2. Okay, now you know that your slope, or f prime of 2, is equal to negative 2, and you have the point 2, 3, so this question becomes now an algebra 1 question. You know that we're going to use the point slope form, so you have y minus 3 equals negative 2 times x minus 2, and that's it. You have that the equation of the tangent line, okay, at x equals 2 is this. Okay, so now let's move on to the next example that we have here. Find the equation of the tangent line of the function f of x is equal to sine times sine plus cosine of x, and they are asking you for the point pi over 4, 1. Okay, so what they want you to do is, again, the slope at what point? At x equals pi over 4. Okay, so what are you going to do? Immediately as you see the parentheses, you are like, this is product rule. Okay, so f prime of x is going to be equal to the first one, okay, times the derivative of the second one. The derivative of sine of x is cosine of x, plus, and this is going to be the derivative of cosine of x is becoming negative sine, so I erase that one, minus sine of x. Okay, after that, what do you have? Plus the second one, so copy the second equation that you have over there, times the derivative of the first one, which you know that it's going to be a cosine of x. Please note that I'm putting the parentheses here, so I don't forget to distribute this equation. Okay, so what are you going to do next? Pretty easy, like the previous one, you are going to plug the pi over 4 into this equation. Okay, so you know that sine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2, parentheses, this is going to be another root 2 over 2 minus root 2 over 2, okay, plus, and then you have here parentheses, root 2 over 2, pretty boring, everything is root 2 over 2 because you know that that happens at pi over 4, okay, times root 2 over 2. Everybody with me? Okay, hopefully you are. Okay, so after that you're like, okay, this is going to be 0, so all this chunk is going away. Okay, after that you're like, okay, so this that you have over here, it becomes a 2 root 2 divided by 2 because these are like terms. Moreover, you are going to multiply times root 2 over 2, and you know that the numerators, they multiply each other, so you have that that is going to be what? You can cancel out this. Then you have this is going to be 2 over 2, which is going to be equal to 1. Okay, so what do you have? That the equation of the tangent line, this is your slope, FYI, okay, of the tangent line is what? The equation of the tangent line, okay, line at x equals pi over 4 is going to be what? It's going to be y minus, and you know that it's going to be 1 equals, and it's going to be 1, or just parentheses, x minus pi over 4, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so let's move on to number 3. Okay, so find the horizontal tangents. Okay, so this is a little bit different of the graph. F of x is equal to x cubed minus x squared. Okay, so the first thing when you read the word tangent, it would be to take the derivative. To take the derivative at that one using the power rule is pretty simple. You know that it's going to be 3x squared minus 2x. Once you have the situation, you are like horizontal tangent. Horizontal tangent, it means that my slope is going to be equal to 0. Okay, so what are you going to do? You are going to set this equation equal to 0. Okay, once you do this, you are like, okay, I can use algebra 2 properties to solve the situation by factoring is the easiest way here. Therefore, you have two options. X is equal to 0, or x is equal to 2 over 3. Okay, so what are you going to do here? Well, you are going to plug it. Okay, so I'm going to plug it here. For x equals 0, what do you have? You have that f of 0 is 0. Then this point is going to be 0, 0. Okay, then for x equals 2 over 3, then f of 2 over 3 is going to be equal to what? Let's see. 2 over 3 is going to be equal to 2 times 2, 4 times 2 is going to be 8, and that's going to be 27 minus, and it's going to be 4 divided by 9. Okay, so you know that this is going to be your point. Your other point is going to be the point 2 over 3, comma, all this horrendous thing. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, so what are the horizontal tangents? Those. Okay, the horizontal tangents are at the points 0, 0 and 2 over 3, comma, 8 over 27 minus 4 divided by 9, and that's going to be your two horizontal tangents. Okay, now let's move on to the last one of this page. Okay, so you need to determine the points at which the graph of f of x is equal to x squared divided by x minus 1 has again an horizontal tangent, so it's pretty similar to the previous one. What are you going to do? Take the derivative. You take the derivative. It's going to be the bottom one times the derivative of the top one, which you know that it's 2x, minus the top one times the derivative of the bottom one, which is 1, divided by bottom one square. Okay, so you have this situation. If we do simplify, you are going to have that this equation is going to be equal to 2x squared minus 2x minus x squared divided by x minus 1 squared. Okay, clearly these two are like terms. Therefore, what are you going to do? We'll combine them. So this is going to be x squared minus 2x divided by x minus 1 squared. Okay, now what are you going to do? Pretty similar to the situation. You know that horizontal tangent line slope equals 0. Therefore, you are going to equalize this to 0. Okay, so you have x squared minus 2x divided by x minus 1 squared equals 0. Okay. So in this situation, what do you have? This passes multiplying, so let me do it here. X squared minus 2x equals 0. You know that you can factor, so you have x times x minus 2 equals 0, so your 2 points are 0 and positive 2. Okay, so after that you have two options. For x equals 0, you know that f of 0 is going to be equal to 0 because it's 0 over negative 1, which is 0. Okay, so you have the point 0, 0. For x equals 2, you plug the 2 over there. F of 2, you know that it's going to be 4 divided by 1, and it's going to be just 4. So the point is going to be 2, 4. Okay, so what can you conclude? Thus, the point at which f has an horizontal tangent line are 0, 0 and 2, 4. Okay.